It's a reoccurring theme on this channel that a lot of times bad things just happen in your life. Most of the time, they're your fault or something you could have did to change it. This is where a lot of people slip up. They either blame somebody else or just wallow in self-pity and wither away. But a few people realize this one key thing. It doesn't even matter whose fault it is. That's irrelevant. It's over. Now it's time to accept what happened, learn from it, reevaluate, and then find the opportunity that's hidden within the tragedy. That's what Nick Marshall did. Check it out. Nick Marshall was raised in Georgia, and like a lot of Southern kids, he was heavy into sports. So in high school, he played basketball, ran track, and of course, played football. Now we all know he went on to do big things in football, but he wasn't no slouch in these other sports. Like, this cat was actually good at everything. For example, 2007, freshman year of high school, this man joined the track team, and after 2 weeks of training, bro, he qualified for the state finals in the high jump. One more time, just in case you didn't catch that, bro. Freshman in high school, 2 weeks of training, qualified for the state finals. That's really all you need to know about this man's athletic ability, but I got more. 2 years later, 2009, junior season, he led his football team to a state championship, passing for just under 3,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, and he was named AP Offensive Player of the Year. Same season now, stay with me, he was named Player of the Year in basketball as well. I mean, damn. In 2011, Nick decided to stay home and attend the University of Georgia, mainly because they were going to give him the opportunity to play football and basketball in college. Now, I know they don't pay college players, but if you want me to play football and basketball, I'm like, give me the full scholarship in football, partial scholarship in basketball, and since the football joint is already paying for my school, just let me get that partial basketball joint in the form of a refund, line my pockets a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But of course, it doesn't work like that, man. Basketball only got like 13 scholarships to give out, and football got like 85. So if you're gonna play both sports, it only makes sense for the school athletic department to work together. Let's do football scholarship, and then he was just hooped. Now, another thing that drawed him to Georgia, as if he really needed anything else, I mean, it was his home state team that was letting him play both sports, but also his partner from AAU, who would be a future NBA lottery pick, and he's a current LA Laker, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, was also going to Georgia. So they was already hooping out in AAU. Now they was going to have a chance to hoop in college as well. Now in 2011, Nick Marshall started his college career playing defense, cornerback, at the University of Georgia. And if you didn't know his backstory, you might be like, how the hell did a defensive player from Georgia end up being a quarterback in a national championship for Auburn? We're getting there. See, his road to Auburn was a bumpy ass road. So during his freshman year, Nick and 2 other freshmen got caught committing the cardinal sin, stealing from another teammate. I've seen this happen tons of times. My partner actually had some shoes stolen from him when we was in college, and it was in the football locker room. So it was most likely somebody that had something to do with the football program. And this is football, it's a brotherhood, you feel me? And while everybody on the team not gonna be best friends by no stretch, stealing from each other, man, that sucks. Now Nick and his 2 partners, man, they was young, dumb, and probably broke. Made a terrible decision, and they paid, I won't say the ultimate price, but they got kicked off the team. And if you are young, dumb, and broke, that's a big price to pay, because you're in college to educate your young, dumb self, and you got an opportunity to be able to make some money in this world one day, and that's now gone. So it's a big, big deal. Please understand, I'm not coming from a place of judgment. Like, I was young and dumb and broke as hell in college myself. Now at this point, Nick needed somebody he could talk to for guidance and advice on what was the next step in his life. Like, what was the deal now? Fortunately for Nick, his high school coach stepped in, man. And you know, when it comes to us men, we have a hard time just having a heart-to-heart a lot of times. So they did the same thing all men do when they need to have a talk. They went for a ride. Like, no lie, every like real conversation I ever had with my dad happened like in a vehicle where we couldn't go nowhere. We were just kind of trapped right there in a small vehicle just driving. Anyway, this long talk with his coach helped Nick to have a revelation. Now his coach had already talked to the coaches from Georgia and knew the whole story, but Nick didn't know that. But he made his coach proud, because when he told him what happened, he told him the exact same thing that the coaches from Georgia had told him. Meaning he had accepted responsibility for what had happened. But He wasn't ready to just wallow in self-pity. He was looking at the next move. What he decided to do was to go to Garden City Community College, and yeah, this school keeps coming up, bro. If you don't know, they were almost featured in Last Chance U Season 3. They're going to be playing against the school that was chosen for Last Chance U Season 3. And we'll cover all that later on. Anyway, so he goes to Garden City Community College, JUCO. And in 2012, during his one season in junior college, Nick scored 37 touchdowns, threw for 3,000 yards, and ran for 1,000 yards. During that same year, Auburn was struggling. So Auburn named former OC and quarterback coach Gus Malzahn as the new head coach. And so boom, they were able to get Nick Marshall back into the SEC to play quarterback this time for Auburn. After a four-man race, Nick won the job, and honestly, he was perfect for the offense. And he was able to lead Auburn to a 9-1 start after being 3-9 the season before. But the next game would pit Nick against the team that he started his SEC career out with, Georgia. And after battling it out for 4 quarters, there was 36 seconds left in the game. 4th and 18. Auburn trailed Georgia 37-38. 1-point game. This is it. Nick Marshall drops back, heaves it. Oh man, 3 Georgia defenders. Is Pitt? No, deflected. And Ricardo Lewis catches the tip for his 73-yard touchdown. And Auburn goes on to win the game, man. Crazy play. The prayer and Jordan Hare. Auburn was just having a dream season, and up next they had to play Alabama in the Iron Bowl. It was another 12-round battle. Our boy Nick Marshall throws a late game touchdown to tie it at 28. Bama gets it back, driving down the field. TJ Yeldon runs out of bounds with what they say was 1 second left on the clock. Bama decides to attempt a 56-yard field goal, but it comes up short, man. Chris Davis fields it, takes it 109 yards for the kick. 6 game over. I mean, one of the most magical trips to the national championship ever. Unfortunately, the magic seemed to run out once they actually got into the national championship. And although Auburn had a great last offensive drive, capped off by a huge touchdown from our boy Trey Mason. If you haven't seen Trey Mason's video, we actually talk more about this. Make sure you click the little icon that's up on the screen. You can go and watch his video after this. Also, it'll pop up on the end card. So anyway, great drive, but Jameis Winston wasn't trying to hear it. Drives down, scores the touchdown. That's the game. Nick Marshall played 2 seasons for Auburn, 2013, 2014. During those 2 years, Nick put up a combined 4,500 yards with 34 passing touchdowns. He also ran for 1,800 yards and 23 more touchdowns. Despite that, Nick decided to switch back to his cornerback position for his shot at the NFL. And at 6'1", 205 pounds, running a 4.5, he looked like a pretty formidable corner. However, due to his lack of film playing the position, Nick ended up going undrafted. Now in 2015, he did sign with Jacksonville, and he spent most of his rookie season playing primarily special teams. But during the last month of the year, he saw his playing time go way up on defense, and he even got his first start in week 17. During his rookie season, he recorded 13 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pass deflection. He played for the Jets in 2016, but he only played 8 games because he was suspended for using performance enhancement drugs. Then he was later released by the Jets. Now that brings us to today, and literally, as of the time of me recording this video, a week ago, like 1 week ago, he signed with a team in the indoor football league. And he's only 25, so he's got plenty of time to try to get back into the NFL if that's something he's interested in doing. He's had a pretty crazy football career that's kind of been all over the place, so I wouldn't be shocked if he got another shot in the NFL, but we'll see. Anyway, as of right now, that's Nick's journey. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget, click the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new. I'll holler at you next time. My name is FlemLo Raps.
Yeah, you'll never know quitter, 'cause I'ma go get